welcome to the 1457 podcast. This is a special we're doing over 3 different episodes, Trails Where Golf Began. Tell you a little bit about our platform. Scotland Where Golf Began is a dynamic digital offering inspiring golfers near and far with our eye-catching photography. We do brilliant short films, insightful stories, and now we're doing podcasts. We want to inspire golfers from all around the world to visit our Scottish shores. So I'm Stevie, your resident golf nut, your functioning golf addict. And as ever, my co-pilots this week are Malcolm Duck. Good evening, Malcolm.
Good evening, Stevie.
And Dave Kerr.
Good evening, good evening.
Malcolm, what's a golf trail then?
Well, a lot of golf magazines and different things, all they talk about is a golf course. So if you play locally, that's fine. But if you're travelling and going somewhere else, you're going to stay somewhere, you're going to want food, you're going to want to visit some things. That's what the golf trails are, whether it's whiskey, whether it's real ale, whether it's down by the seaside, whether it's wee golf courses, less obvious golf courses. We're trying to give you some ideas on the website, Scotland Where Golf Began, about some trails you can follow or give you some heads up to trails you can make up yourself. So just other things you can do roundabout playing golf on your trip when you're coming to Bonnie Scotia, Scotland.
Nice.
Where golf began.
Dave, so our first theme tonight is honest and short. Give us a little explanation of what that is.
That's right, yeah. So there's so much excitement about, the kind of 18-hole championship golf courses that maybe are so famous and so esteemed in Scotland. But we've got 1 in 5 of Scottish golf courses are actually 9-hole golf courses. These go back generations. They were really at the heart of the villages and towns of Scotland, and often the lifeblood of the community, really. And those that remain today are still very much part of the kind of rich tapestry of Scottish golf. And the 9-hole game, arguably is becoming more relevant than ever now, people's busy lives and what have you. So perfect time to squeeze in 9 holes with your family and friends if you're having a busy itinerary while you're in Scotland. So I think we're just going to take a look at some of those kind of short courses that maybe people don't always necessarily shine a light on and talk about, but can provide amazing experiences.
I tell you what is another point about the 9-hole golf course as well. With the new handicap system, you can put in 9-hole scores. So you can challenge yourself, still play for handicap, and then play on a 9-hole course.
And in this year of the 150th year of the Open, of course, the first hole was cut in Musselburgh Old, which is a 9-hole course. So at the beginning of the Open, you didn't have 18-hole courses. You had Prestwick, which was, correct me where I'm wrong, 12. St Andrews, the old course, that new boy on the block, 22 holes. And of course, in the cradle of golf, the oldest continually played golf course in the world, Musselburgh Old, a 9-hole golf course.
It wouldn't be a 1457 podcast without Malcolm having a little dig at St Andrews and the wonderful Kingdom of Fife.
I am a member of the St Andrews Club, so I do love St Andrews, just not quite as much as East Lothian.
9-hole courses, I haven't played necessarily any of the ones that are on this themed trail. What is your boys' experience of these?
I've played a few of these, yeah. Again, my home Perthshire is lucky enough to have a few wonderful 9-hole golf courses. Comrie Golf Club is a lovely, lovely little club with a wonderful little wooden clubhouse and some just stunning views over the Perthshire countryside. Another one in Perthshire is St Fillan's. Again, these are testing, challenging golf courses, but just with amazing views over the Perthshire countryside. That's one of the things that makes, I think, golf in Scotland so amazing, is the diversity of experience you can have while you're playing here. Within a few miles of Comrie, for instance, you've got the wonderful Gleneagles Resort with 3 championship golf courses and amazing 5-star luxury in the hotel. And then 10 minutes away, you've got Comrie Golf Club and likes of St Fillan's, which are just absolutely stunning examples of these local golf clubs that are just at the heart of their communities.
I hear you've got a little bit of a soft spot for Dunkeld and Burnham, is that correct?
That's right, yeah. I was lucky enough to win a Texas Scramble competition there last year. And again, that's another one that takes you up into the hills around Persia and gives you amazing views down to the River Tay that sits kind of beneath the golf course and some of the local kind of lochs as well. It's just an absolutely stunning place to spend any time.
I'm going to have to swap my job from running ducks to become a tour operator, because he gets to play all these golf courses running all over the place. I'm getting quite jealous. I have to get my wings out and start flying more and playing a bit more.
Malcolm, you play more golf than a PGA Tour professional. I don't know what you're talking about.
Not on this thing, but in East Lothian, Gifford Golf Club's a cracking little course. I remember taking Rich Beam up there, and it's a parkland course, but he really enjoyed it because he grew up in a 9-hole course. And one of the funniest things is one of the guys, John Scott, I think John plays off 22 and was teaching him how to read the greens, and Rich just looked up with a wee smile. Sorry, John, but it was very funny. And then they were telling him about the 18th, they went through a phase of no one getting the ball anywhere near the green on the second shot because the line was always the clock. They hadn't realised they'd moved the clock. But Rich played that in the rain, really loved it, really enjoyed it. We sent a lot of guys up there and then went to play North Berwick. So that's the diversity. And right across Scotland, you get a wee course like that and then you go to play something like North Berwick, which is iconic. I think we went back to one of the first things, so many of these courses before, known courses now, there were lots of these wee 5-hole courses and things scattered all across Scotland. So it's just about playing fun golf and great golf courses. And even a lot of the courses in Scotland, even 18 holes, are not long. They're short courses. They were all built for hickory, all made by these old guys, Tom Morris and so on and so forth. So, they're just a joy to play, and at any level can play them. And, the worry now about the Open coming into St Andrews and being destroyed by the long hitters, I don't think that'll happen. But all these pros playing these wee courses, they really enjoy it.
The first ever golf course I ever played on was Maybole 9-hole golf course. There you go. Cracking wee golf course in South Ayrshire.
It's really interesting, Malcolm, the number of pros who started out their golfing careers on a short local golf course. The current cream of Scottish golf in Robert McIntyre, his background up at Glen Cruton, just outside Oban. It's a short golf course, stunningly located, but there's something in there about honing your skills on a short golf course. If you can get within 3 foot from 100 yards, you'll play well wherever you go. And that's exactly what these short courses are good for.
Yeah, Muckett, just near Kinross, the way up to Glen Eagles, just off the motorway from Edinburgh to Aberdeen. That started off as a 9-hole course. There are now 3 9-hole courses there. You can go and nip and play 9 or play the 18. Great loops. So, Haddington across here, 18-hole course, but they went through a phase of playing 2 9s. You could do either. And again, I don't know what you, Dave, with some of your guys, we could often get people, they can't play a whole round. So Archerfield would play 2 loops of 9. Long Nidri, you would play 13, and that finished at the clubhouse, and off you go back to the plane. And quite a lot of the places just either the same tees or just vary the tee to just change the hole a wee bit for the second round. Go back to the Musselburgh Old, quite fun playing that 9 holes with hickory and then 9 holes with your own clubs.
There's a wonderful little, it's a National Trust property, I think, Kingarrick up in Fife, where they only allow you to play with hickories. It's a real step back in time to step out there. I challenge anyone to play there and not leave a smile on their face. It's just great fun. Very much like Musselburgh in that sense.
Right, so the next theme we're going to talk about is Less Obvious, which is the final one in the series of trails. Malcolm, you explain a little bit about what this one's about?
There's so many different courses in Scotland. I said at the intro, you've got all the great courses, the Muirfields, the St Andrews, the Prestwicks, the Troons. But these are the other ones, the Eden course in St Andrews, the Jubilee course, the Castle course, Bruntsfield in Edinburgh, and in East Lothian here you've got kind of Craigie Law and Gullen 2 and 3, Dunbar. Dunbar, what a cracking golf course that is. Played that with Beamer as well. It's just a wonderful golf course, out and back, links, round at the turn, narrow fairways, stunning greens, fantastic condition. So it's very easy to come and tick off all the big courses, and you'll pay a lot to play them, so the golf is getting more expensive. So these things are tough to play, but the variety of golf in Scotland, and again you go back to the website, Scotland Would Golf Again website, and look at Andy Sullivan's Scotland Less Obvious. I think there are about 40 films Andy's done. They're really worth going and have a wee look at some of those films, because he takes you into them. And again, on the trails he also covers some of the other things you can do round about. They're just a gem, and then they're nice places to stay as well in there too. In East Lothian you've got Galton Lodge up there with David Cockerton, and his wife makes chocolates, so you get really nice chocolates. There's whisky tastings. Marine Hotel in North Berwick, new group, they've just started off, so they've just bought, I think, the hotel in Dornoch, Dave, as well. So that group's now in Dornoch. They've got St Andrews is the Seamus is up there, and Rusacks, and the Marine Hotel in Troon. So that's one group, and you talk to them, they can help you with your trips around about. And again, some of the tour operators work with Dave's one, but you've also got Bonnywee Golf and Wilkinson Golf and Perry Golf. And also you've got Golf Holidays Worldwide with Derek Anderson. And Derek's he's a good looking version of Dave, really, but a lot smaller. Yeah.
That list of courses with less obvious. I mean, I've played, I think, all of them. So we've got Craighead at Crail, the Eden. I played the Jubilee on Saturday. Last 5 holes of the Jubilee. That's
Tough,
that's a tricky wee
finish.
section.
Can you believe, Stevie, that golf course was designed for beginners initially? And I know, but obviously they turned it into a championship course in 1988. But what a change! That back nine is tough.
But the Jubilee and the New sit inside the old course. And I mean, arguably, which is the best one to play? I mean, they are fantastic.
Well, here's what I like to do when I'm there, Malcolm. I like to hook my first tee shot off the first tee in the New, essentially playing the old, and then when I get round the corner a wee bit, then pull one, and then I'm playing the Jubilee. So in about 2 holes, I managed to play 3 golf courses. Easy as that.
If you're watching the Open this year, and you look at the views there and you look at the sea, just remember there are 2 golf courses between the old course and the sea. It's quite remarkable.
Yeah.
And great golf courses.
I think the New's my favourite course in St Andrews Old Links. I think that's the favourite for me. I think it's a brilliant golf course.
They're not that expensive either.
No, not in the winter anyway. I mean, it was £43 or something to play the Jubilee, which it was mobbed.
Well, but that's the other thing. A lot of these courses, certainly the ones on the links in Scotland, you can play all year round.
Yeah.
Even though you might have to put a woolly jumper on, but it's all playable all year.
And I think what's terrific about the courses that we're kind of touching on here is they all sit next to some of those, world-renowned championship courses and provide an excellent contrast. You can go and play the old, which is great, but then the next day, let's go and play the Jubilee. And even though it borders it, as you say, completely different experience. It's just a completely different experience. Similarly, down in East Lothian, where you've got the likes of Gull and One and Renaissance, Muirfield is the kind of top grade championship courses. But Craigielaw, Dunbar, Gullin 2, these are amazing golf courses that just sit in the shadow of them and provide an excellent contrast if you're playing the championship course one day and then one of these courses another day.
Yeah, Craigielaw, 21, 22 years old, some great accommodation, great little par 3 course there as well, nice driving range, really, really helpful. And Kilspindie sits right beside it. Kilspindie is absolutely links out and back. Craigielaw plays very linksy, but it's actually on farmland. They had the Scottish seniors there. The views are just stunning. It was Andy Sullivan did one of the films on the Scotland's Less Obvious there. And such actually, when I watched the film back, I just realised just how stunning the views are, because when you walk down there every day, you sometimes just take it a wee bit for granted. And in September, October, when the geese fly in, it's like, I remember one of the Battle of Britain memorial things, they were all coming in like they were all the Spitfires coming back in, and it's remarkable. 30,000 geese flying into the bay. All right, they make more noise than Dave on a good day. I mean, it's remarkable.
Malcolm, you touched on sort of if someone wants to do one of these trails, who can help them? Who can guide them? Who can tell them where to go and shape it for them?
Well, you've got a list in there. I mean, there's a wee section with all the members in there. So there's some really good tour operators listed there. Of course, Dave's there, and more people are joining that. So these guys can absolutely help. They're not biased to any region. They can help you right across Scotland. And then other places like ourselves and Ducks, or other hotels like that in Ayrshire, the South Beach, these guys will also help you. Make sure you check out they're all insured and so on and so forth to be able to do it properly. Otherwise, you take a risk that if you get the wrong person booking and the flights and everything get cancelled, you didn't get your money back. So you've got to be careful with that. So the tour operator is a safe bet. But also, you can just look on the website, look and see what we're doing. Get in touch with the golf courses. We are mentioning golf courses that aren't members and accommodation places that aren't members. Just use those. We're not trying to channel you down one route. The golf courses themselves, you call them, they'll know who their accommodation guys are working with. Neil at Dornoch, Neil Hampton, the secretary there. If you want advice where to stay up there, where else to play, delighted to help you. If you're coming where you want to go to eat, ask the starters. We're a pretty friendly nation once you get under our skin. Sometimes maybe it can come across a wee bit dour, but we're not. It's just that we've got a hangover, and then we'll
Exactly.
be fine after we sober up. So it depends on the time of the day. And we could have a hangover at night because we had a whiskey in the morning. So it's if we play golf in the morning with one of 18's drams for Dave's 18 bottles of whatever, then we might be a wee bit tetchy in the afternoon.
And to remind our listeners, it's www.scotlandwheregolfbegan.com is the website. And you can check us out on social at Where Golf Began and send us an email, info@scotlandwheregolfbegan.com. And if you want to check out our podcast feed, you'll be able to hear about some of the other trails that we talked about, including ferry golf, links to the seaside, the perfect match, get crafty, and inner city golf.